Hi team, good evening and good morning. So basically, I'm creating this video because as like I should take the session on Saturday, but I'm not sure who all will be there for the session. So I'm creating this so it's like you guys can have it in your system or like with you for your reference whenever you want to have a look. You can have a look into it. So coming back to the session, it's I'll be covering basically the introduction part of Git and GitHub, and the creating the repository, and also we'll be having how to have our first commit. Then we'll be discussing on the Git commands, different types of Git commands, and also we'll be discussing on how like the pull request is done and what all how basically a company works with the Git framework. So some basics of Git and GitHub I'll try to introduce to you so you guys have a basic understanding of Git. Even I am also not sure of very advanced level of Git. Okay, but let's get started now. So I welcome everyone to this session, and as you can see in my screen, it's introduction to Git and GitHub. Moving ahead, we'll have introduction to Git. So what is Git first of all? So Git is a free and open source distributed version control system. Why it is distributed? I'll talk about it, after a few minutes. And it's a version control system designed to handle everything from small to very large projects with speed and efficiency. Guys, Git is actually very speed and efficient. And one more thing, we can have smaller to smaller projects in Git and bigger to bigger or larger to larger projects in Git. Unlike older centralized version control systems such as SV and CVS, Git is distributed. Okay, we can have branches, no, basically a master branch. So a lot of things, and every developer has the full history of their code repository locally. So Git is first of all called as a local repository, and GitHub is called as a remote repository. Now, this makes the initial clone of the repository slower, but subsequent operations such as commit, blame, difference, merge, and log dramatically faster. Git also has excellent support for branching, merging, and rewriting repository history, which has led to many innovative and powerful workflows and tools. Pull requests are one of such popular tools that allow teams to collaborate on Git branches and efficiently review each other's code. Git is the most widely used version control system in the world today and is considered the modern standard for software development. Guys, you can also install Git in your machines, and also there is a link if you see in the screen on the fifth number. You can go and sign up directly from the web as well, and you can use the web for the use of Git. Now coming to how Git works. Okay, so if you see the person sitting on this chair, okay, in the right hand side, it's a project lead, and I have three people. If you see, like the person 1, person 2, and person 3, they are all the different employees or different candidates, or employee, you can say, working under this respective lead. Now, what is the work of the lead, and what are the different work of our respective employees? Now, first of all, if you see, there's all these are numbered, and this has been taken from one of the YouTube. This image has been taken from one of the YouTube link. So, okay, starting from the first of all, the lead, what he'll do, he'll create a new project. Then he'll create a local Git repository and add the files to staging. Staging is the area where, or the staging is the area where your codes are lined up for the commit, or where the codes are ready to get committed. Then commit the changes to local repository. Then push the changes to master branch, that is the remote repository. Okay, this wall we'll see in practical. Now let's look into our second step. Now after doing this, the lead will tell that, okay, hey guys, I created a new project on GitHub. Go ahead and clone it, then continue with your task. Now what other employees will do, that is the first, second and third employee, what they'll do, first they'll go and clone the remote repository to local repository, okay, and import projects from Git to workspace. After importing their respective project from Git to workspace, they'll add or modify features or code or test cases. Then they'll create a new branch in remote repository using Eclipse. Don't get confused using Eclipse, because here we are obviously we be Eclipse is we are not now considered about Eclipse, but here we are about to push our codes which we have done in our HTML and CSS and JavaScript sessions till now. Now we'll have add files to staging. As I said, it's the area where our codes are ready to get committed. Then the commit changes will be done to the local repository, and the changes will be pushed to remote repository from the new branch. Now pull request will be given. Diagrammatically we'll be seeing what is pull request and how it is done, and but like for a better understanding for you guys. Sorry for the background noise. Then we'll be having the review code. You can see there are case 1 and case 2. Case 1 is changes required, then provide comments to team member. Case 2, everything good, then provide approval to merge code in a master branch in GitHub. I'll also show this, how does it work. Then if you, in this fifth one you see, we'll have merge code with master branch. These all we'll see in a practical example. Also I'll show you diagrammatically how it works. Now one more thing I wanted to show you, like here a couple of things. As I told you, commit, push, pull, all those things. So what are these? And basically this is how Git actually works. Now coming to commit, if you see here, direct commit modified and deleted files into local repository, no new files. And you have add here, checkout head, commit, push, fetch and pull. Okay, commit files from the staging area to local repository, it goes for commit. Push, send files to the remote repository. Fetch, get files from the remote repository. Pull is get files from the remote repository and put a copy in the working directory. Other things, when you go ahead in the development side, and you'll gradually get to know. And yes, I'll tell Git is actually something asked in the interviews as well. Okay, how Git works, what is the Git framework, and there are a lot of questions in the for GitHub. So now, as I told, staging area is the files that are going to be part of the next commit. Which let's know that what changes in the file are going to occur for the next commit. The repository contains all of a project's commit. They can also be called as untracked files. Okay, they can also be called as untracked files. Now let's see this diagram. Actually, this is very messed up. Even this is also taken from one of the YouTube video. Now let's understand it clearly with the application. Okay. Now let's say there is a company, and in the company we have something. In this company we have our one team, and in that team, let's say there are employees. Okay, there are employees. And these employees are working for some different features. For example, suppose this is a e-commerce application. Let's take an example of Flipkart. Okay. Just a second. Okay, let's take example of Flipkart, and suppose here we have person called Harshit, and here we have Udayan. Here I have Mangala, and here I have let's say Aniketan. Okay, so these people are working on different features, starting from let's suppose Arshit is working for login feature, Udayan is working for the products feature, let's say Mangala is working for the art to cart feature, and let's Aniketan is working for the payment gateway feature. Sorry for the spelling. Okay. Okay. That's pretty good. Okay. Now these people are working with different features, and above all of them, we do have a person here as a lead. Okay, here we have a person called as lead. Let's suppose this is a lead. Okay, he is sitting above all you guys, and so lead is named Hari. Let's say. Okay. Now, what from the theory, if you guys have seen, what Hari will do as a lead? First of all, obviously create a new project, and here he will obviously have a branch called a master branch. Okay, he will create a master branch. Let me do it here. He will be creating a master branch, and what he will do, okay, we have a master branch here. Okay, you can see there's a master branch here. Okay, and these are the people. Now there are a couple of features where you guys are working, as I said, login, products, add to cart, and payment gateway feature. Now what this particular, suppose now Harshit is okay, now in master branch some code is there, and there are sub branches. Okay, first of all, in master branch there are sub branches called as let's suppose login. There is a okay, I have sub branch as login. I have sub branch as login. Then I have products. Then I have add to cart. And let's say I have payment gateway. Payment gateway. Okay, these are the features present inside the these are the sub branches present inside the master branch. Okay, or there's the new branches created, you can say. Now what these are inside the master branch. Now what the lead will say, okay guys, please clone the respective modules or the feature you are working for and start doing your work. So what Harshit will do, or what respective person will do, they will just a second, something okay. Yeah, Harshit is clone this feature. Then Udayan will go and take the products feature, clone the products feature. Mangala will go and clone the add to cart feature, and Aniketan will go and clone the payment gateway feature. Now after they have cloned their own features, what they will do, now they will work on this particular feature. Like suppose login feature Harshit is implementing some new logic, for products Susan is implementing new logic, and similarly goes for other employees as well. They are working with some new logics and they're improvising the codes. Now let's say Harshit is done with the login feature. Now let's say Harshit is done with the login feature. Okay, let's say Harshit is done with the login feature. Now Harshit wants to push his changes to the master branch. Is that possible? Someone is implementing a code and pushing it directly to the master branch. Is it possible? It is never possible in real time. Master branch is the branch which contains the code which is bug free. None of the codes having bug are pushed into master, are never pushed into master branch. Now what Harshit will do? Now Harshit will come and create a branch here. The branch name, let's say the branch name is login. Okay, and similarly login. Okay, and he will raise a pull request. Okay, sorry, first of all, just a second. Okay, first of all, he will push his codes into the branch he has created. Okay, to the branch he has created, and he will create a pull request. He will create a pull request. And in the pull request he will add the reviewer to Hari. Okay, now Hari will get an email or some notifications regarding that Harshit is trying to push some code into the master branch, but there is a sub branch and Hari has to review it before it goes to the master branch. I hope it is clear, guys. Hari gets a notification when Harshit creates a pull request and reviewer is Hari. Hari get a notification that okay, Harshit wants to push some code to the master branch and he needs to review that. Now what Hari will do? Hari will come. He will take the code from here. Okay, he will pull the code from here. And guys, reviewing doesn't mean that you will see okay, you will see if it is working or not. You have to verify the logic as well when a developer is writing. You have to see each and everything. You don't have to see the if else statements or the loops or whatever arguments or something. You have to verify each and every code, how basically how JavaScript as we know JavaScript executes line by line. You have to execute on that way, line by line. You have to check what is wrong, what is correct, what should be it, what should it can be, how it can be improvised, what defects can it have in the release, all those things. So Hari will now take the code of Harshit and he'll review it. Let's suppose he reviews it, and he let's suppose he reviews it, and while reviewing he finds, okay, no, like the review he will definitely go and tell, okay, let's say code is correct, okay, code is correct. Now he will approve it, code is correct, and he will approve it for merging to the master branch. Merging to the master branch. Now let's suppose now comes there is a scenario where Hari thinks code can be improvised and he doesn't agree to accept the code, and he is rejecting the request. Okay, at that time what Harshit will do, he'll have some comment. I'll show you that. He will add some comment, okay, Harshit, this code can be improvised at this step, and these are the feedback I am giving, please look into it. Now Harshit will see the review given by Hari, and he will again pull the code to his local machine, and he'll start working. He'll start working and he'll start improvising the code, and again he will get a pull request. Again Hari will review the code. If the code is again working fine and good to go, now comes the code will merge to the master branch. Okay, after the proper approval of the lead. Now once code is in the master, let's suppose login function is ready. Let's suppose login feature is ready. Let's suppose login feature is ready. Okay, now login feature is ready to go to production. Okay, login feature is ready to go to production. Sorry. Now this code from master branch, it is ready to go to the production. But is it the process? Like, shall it go to the production directly, or something should be in the between? Guys, remember this thing. Never the code is directly pushed into the after the code is in the master branch. It is never pushed into the production, or the code is never deployed in the production. After the code is in the master branch, it is deployed to the QA environment. Okay, let's say we have a QA team sitting here. Okay, let's say we have a QA team sitting here. Okay, there is a QA team sitting here. Okay, suppose is 1, 2, 3 and 4. There are 4 people sitting here. All the QA are sitting here. Suppose the QA now test it. Suppose now the QA test it. First for master, it goes to the QA environment. Okay, for master it goes to QA environment. Sorry. Okay. Now the QA team verifies each and every functionality, and suppose this person is known as Mayank, and Mayank is looking into login function. Login function is tested by Mayank. Now Mayank finds a defect. Okay, Mayank tells login feature has a defect. Okay, Mayank says login feature has a defect. Now what? Now they will tell, okay, like login function has a feature has a defect, and suppose the login button is not working. There is a page, there is a login button. The login button is not working for Flipkart. What do you do then? Now, again, from the defect description, they will first of all the developer will be getting to know where the where the issue has been, where the issue is. When obviously, as the previous type is the master branch, Hari will check where the problem is, as well as, and Hari will tell, okay, this is the problem, Harshit, please fix this. Or else directly Harshit can check, and he also can get to know this is the problem where the issue is there, and he fixes it and he commits again. Again he creates a pull request, writing that, okay, this code was having an issue and this is the new code. This is the line getting fixed, and he sends a pull request to Hari. Now Hari, what he does, he again checks the code, reviews it. If it is working fine, then again he pushes, he tell Harshit to push the code to my master branch. Again the code goes to the QA. Now QA, what they do, Mayank again tests the login functionality, and Mayank says, okay guys, like the login function is working fine. Okay, the login function is working fine. This is the QA environment. Okay, now once the QA has told, okay, it's working fine, now the code goes to production. Now the code goes to production. Okay, this is the production environment. Now code is here. Again, people basically it goes for the UAT, and people test the application. If they find the defect, again the previous process starts, or if there is no defect, then real users are ready to use the application. This is how normal every company in the market they work with this Git. We can tell it as a Git works framework. Basically it is how it is actually designed. If you go for the video which I have shared in the group, it also says almost in a similar way, and this is also what I have understood. If wherever I am wrong in this, please let me know. I'll definitely rectify, and I'll also improve myself as well. Okay, so this is something what I did. This is the master branch. You can see this is the small one here. Circles are the sub branches created by the respective developers. Okay, and you can see the pull request and the reviewer, and here you can see this QA, and this is the production part. Okay, and these are the new freshers, like the new joinees in the company. This kind of an example I've given here. Now, what are the Git commands for pushing the code into a local repository? Now guys, let's check this practically. So for this, what I need to do, let me check if my recording is going on or not. Okay, it's going on. Okay, I think my Chrome is not switched. It's not enabled. Okay, let's enable my Chrome first. Okay, the Chrome is not enabled. Okay. Okay. So guys, you can go for sign in into GitHub, and when I'm clicking, you can see like it is directly opening to my workspace. If I sign out from here, this is what you will actually find when you open GitHub. And there is two options here in GitHub: sign in and sign up. So guys, you can, when you go and sign up, they have designed the UI now, at least this time, very nicely. See how it goes, and you can enter your email and continue with this. As I have an account in GitHub, I'll go with my account.